We're now coming up to nearly 3 weeks from the earthquake, that dreadful night when the ground moved and so much damage was done throughout this region in Morocco. And I wanted now to talk to you on two separate occasions. I want to talk now to give an update and some thanks to people who have really cooperated, and it's been wonderful. And then I want to talk perhaps tomorrow about the way forward, because we are continuing to grow, as you can imagine. But back to what has happened. We were out on the ground fairly quickly. We were here during the earthquake, and credit to all my staff, even though their homes were damaged, they were in the next morning to care for the animals and see what we could do. First of all, I have to thank everybody who donated during that first week. We had 2 grants as well from organisations, international organisations, and of course I'm responding to those individually. And we were able to, fairly early on, get some food up to some of the villages that was desperately needed by the animals. But of course, where we were fortunate in some regard, there was a shipment coming in from Italy. It came via Alicante into Tangier. And I had been approached, and we had written a letter for the douane saying that it was coming to us as a charity in Morocco, and it should not be penalised and should not have to carry customs tax. And what happened was quite amazing. It arrived in Tangier and all the trucks were blocked. The douane were on to us for quite a while, and we were able to produce all our certification, which was all in order with the government, and they allowed the shipment to come through. And we are able to offer that help to people wanting to bring shipments in now. So overnight, our garage, our villa filled. And I want to thank the people of Italy who donated the most amazing stuff, wonderful clothes. And what we did was we separated it and parceled it here into bundles. And we have, with the help of the Fairmont Hotel and their staff who know all the villages very well, we very quickly became aware that whilst initially we'd taken a lot up to Amsmis, where there was devastation, there were a lot of outlying villages that were in fact getting nothing. And I'm sorry to put it in these terms, but I'm sure those of you that have been involved in disasters before know what happens. If we suddenly turned up with a truck full and unloaded it, it's somehow taken by a few people and sorted, and there will be certain people within that community who will take the best for themselves, and the poorest of the poor get left with the poorest of the poor. And we were determined that wouldn't happen. Everything was passed on, and it was parcelled up into the sort of bundles that people would need, and bundles for children where there were children. And our Moroccan colleagues are going into the villages early evening when everybody is in their tents. So it's no longer a question of Ayub or Abjeli driving the truck up and everybody rushing at the truck to see what they could get. They're able to take these parcels round each tent, be sure what people need and make sure they get it. And the feedback has been wonderful. Huge thanks from people in the villages have come back to us here, and I'm passing it on to the people of Italy, the people of Spain, the people who've been able to contribute through our charity. I have to say that it was a little bit later, but Spanner did get into the higher reaches, and they have veterinary teams far bigger than ours, and they have been very busy treating the working animals, including cows, sheep, goats, etc., etc. And they are able to take big truckloads up there. It is a fact, they're a far wealthier charity than we are, so they could afford to take the food. And what we are doing now is concentrating on the work we have to do here, because those animals that can't stay in the villages, of course, come here. I'm going to talk to you about that tomorrow. But we then saw that the Fondue in Fez, which is an American charity, which has been in Fez since the 1920s and offers medical care to the working animals in Fez, drove all the way down here and went to Amsmies, and I tagged them and said, you know, this is the food we were delivering on the way back, if there's anything they could do to help. And, you know, I didn't sort of expect a response, but I got one. And not last evening, the evening before, the team from the Fondue arrived here at Georgia. The director was wonderful man as far as I'm concerned. He was very competent, very able. He had studied equine surgery in America. So here in Morocco, he has a qualification that nobody else has. And he had a team of vets and technicians with him. I think they were sort of quite amazed by the number of animals we had and how well everyone was looked after, but they were able to bring some extra expertise in. They did teeth. They did some vaccinations for me, that they treated some animals who had skin problems. They were here quite a while, and then they headed off back to Fez. But hopefully we now have a very good relationship with them, and we hope very much that Ayub is going to go up there for a few days to get some additional training from the very skilled people who work in that particular charity in Fez. So that was an absolute bonus. Other things have happened. I'm always grateful to organisations in Morocco and around Morocco that contribute regularly to us. And to sort of name a few, we've got Linda Lyons, who has a riad in Marrakech. We have Shona, who has a riad in Marrakech. They donate monthly, as does Heather Barima, who has a hotel here, and she also has a factory making clothes that she's had for many, many years. She's a gifted designer, and they also donate regularly. And so it goes on. So Morocco have always donated regularly. But I have always taken the view, whilst I really do appreciate those donations, we won't be tied in with tourist attractions where there's almost backhanders taking place. You know, we will support you if you send some people to us. These people are wonderful and they never expect that. And I've named just a few. I'll remember more, of course, as the afternoon goes on. But some help that we've had recently has been from a very, very, how to describe it, a travel company in London. And it's very, I don't think they'll mind me saying, it's very high end. They do amazing tours all around the world, but they come to Morocco and they tend to, their clients tend to go to the best hotels. So I can say that whilst Shona and Linda in Marrakech offer a wonderful holiday, a wonderful service, that is done on a more economic rate, and yet we do have some people supporting us who really are the high end. Now, our relationship with that particular company is quite unusual. They visited here last year, and I think they fell in love with the place. That they made a substantial donation for which we were grateful, and they bought a little dog back. They were looking for somewhere to leave their dog, and they couldn't find a refuge for dogs that they felt completely happy with. And it was a tiny wee thing, and we called it Holly after one of the two people who visited us. And Holly, we said we would try and find her a home, but we realised that she was actually a sloggy. She was a Moroccan greyhound. and we think possibly abandoned from a litter because she had some white on her. And so therefore, people wanting to buy black sloggies, she wouldn't be so attractive. But she was found in a ditch. She was brought here. She's now a beautiful dog, very full of life, very boisterous. And I'll introduce you to her tomorrow because she's a new member of the team. And she works with Jasper. She gets on very well with Jasper. And she has turned out to be an amazing ratter. So she's a very important member of the team. But Holly and Joss from Black Tomato contacted us this week and said that after everything we had been through and been doing, they're well aware of what it's like on the ground. They offered us something quite wonderful because my granddaughter had been here and our friend Monica. My granddaughter came for a rest after graduating from Oxford. Monica came for a rest from London. In the middle of an earthquake, they end up working their clogs off. And they were responsible for seeing the clothing in, splitting it, organising it. And really, they went back to England today and are quite exhausted. But yesterday, Holly and Joss from Black Tomato offered us the opportunity to have a wonderful lunch and wine up at a hotel not too far from here, but the sort of hotel that we really wouldn't normally ever consider going to because for us working here, it's too expensive. But it was fabulous. I will mention the name of the hotel in the comments. And we had a wonderful lunch. The staff were very, very good to us. And that was organised by Joss and Holly, who also sent a car to pick us up and bring us back. Now, the good thing about that is the driver from the hotel was able to come in and see the refuge. He had no idea it was here, really. And we were able to talk to the staff at the hotel about the work we do. And it was a very, very happy day. So thank you hugely, Black Tomato. And I will put the name of the hotel in the first comment when I've posted this. What else is there to tell you? Thank yous for the moment. There are really too many people to thank. The best of everybody has come out and rallied round, and we've all worked very hard together. The British Moroccan Society have been doing their own thing because they have access to villages up in the mountains. We've now had to think about the future here, and that is what I'll talk to you about tomorrow. So, bye to everybody. I can't say thank you enough because we wouldn't be here without you. And everyone, I hope you feel part of our community. So bye for now. Thank you.